Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Just coming on. Gonna wait for you guys to come in. Wait for you guys to come in. Sunday night. You ready to start the week. You guys come on in and join me. Come on in and join me. I won't be long. I won't talk long, okay? You guys ask good questions. I might talk long. Come on in here. Hello, everybody. Dr. Carmen Bryant here. Psychological health consultants and services. My program, Redefining Yourself. You guys come on in. I'm actually using my computer tonight on my Facebook page. Let me know who's there. Let me know who's listening. And we can chit chat. Guys, let me know if anything happens with the computer, okay? Because I'm on my computer tonight. How's everybody doing? You come on in here. I know for some of you guys, you're on the East Coast, so I know it's kind of late. I just wanted to come in and just talk to you guys before you start your week off. And put these two cameras together. Hello, everybody. Whoever's watching, guys, say something. Say hello to me. So we can just talk for a few minutes. We're talking about narcissist, and we're talking about the pain. The pain. We can talk about the pain of discovery, but you guys can ask me whatever question you want to. And while we're waiting for some people to come in, just let you know I'm Dr. Carmen Bryant from Psychological Health Consultants and Services. This is my program, Redefining Yourself. So this is a program that's talking about overcoming narcissist abuse. For those of you that experience narcissist abuse, those of you that have experienced abuse. But the main focus of this program was to focus on women that are in or are thinking about leaving. Some people are afraid to leave. Some people don't know that they're in a narcissistic relationship. But those women that are needing more information and or have left and are recovering from domestic violence. My specific topic is narcissist abuse and overcoming narcissist abuse. And so you guys let me know who's on. Hey, Miss Bree, how are you doing? I'm glad you caught me live too. You're 2 hours ahead of me, right? You are in the middle, so I think you're 2 hours ahead of Washington. Welcome. I was just gonna wait a few minutes, let some people come in, because I know a lot of times the videos are delayed, so some people get the alerts delayed. But I just wanted to come on tonight. Ooh, forehead is shiny over here. Okay, here we go. Should blot it with my hand. But I know a lot. I've heard a lot of comments and a lot of emails, and you're talking to me. It's about to be midnight. Oh, yeah, it is 10 o'clock. Who is this? Miss Angela. Hey there. You're in San Francisco. Oh, nice. I need to come over there. Hey, Miss Nikki, how are you doing? Hi, Miss Kamira. I'm so glad you guys are on. I won't keep you guys long, okay? Because I know you guys are going to start your week off. Some of you guys is late. I know the East Coast is 3 hours ahead, so I know East Coast is like 1 a.m. in the morning. I try to come in about 9 on Sundays because I come in late myself, but I was having some technical difficulties. I was trying to charge up my iPad, and my iPad wouldn't charge. I was trying to charge it up so I can turn it on at the same time I turn on my iPhone. So if you guys have any questions, please ask me whatever you want to. I kind of just put a random topic up there, and the reason why I did is because a lot of people are dealing with pain. And I was thinking about that because I've read a lot of comments. I've read a lot of emails you guys sent me. First of all, allow me to say thank you guys so much for your support. You guys make me go and research. You guys make me go look up information, and I really appreciate that. You work at midnight shift? Oh, okay, cool. So I get to keep you up for a little while. So, but I know many of you guys have been sending me emails. First of all, as I was saying, please allow me to say thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys for even tuning in to listen to anything that I have to say, because you don't have to listen to anything that I have to say. And you guys take your time to listen to my videos and come talking to me. Miss Angela said, let's see, I would love to meet you soon. Pain has kept me stuck for many years. Oh, wow. Yeah. And and I'm gonna talk about that this evening. You know what? Maybe one day. Hey there, Pastor Linda. You know, maybe one day, because I do speaking engagements, and hopefully one day a lot of you I get a chance to meet. You know, if I come into your area, into your town. I know I've been to California, I think once, and it was so pretty. I'm gonna go one day. I want to go to Universal Studios. So, but I just wanted to come on. I know pain. You know, I want to come on and talk about pain. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to come in, so I'm just gonna talk a little bit. So I'm gonna talk about pain in just a minute. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to come in. But please, you know, whatever you want to do, you know, send me your questions. Miss Nikki says, why do they abandon their wives and kids? Oh wow, Miss Nikki, I don't know if you're new. Hey there, Pastor Linda. But Miss Nikki, I'm not sure if you're new to the channel, but I do have some videos on there where I was talking about the disc guard. The disc guard, I did a few videos previously where I talked about the disc guard. I talked about are they doing better? You know, are they more happier with the new source of supply? There are some videos that actually address what the question that you just asked. And the thing about it is, you have to remember, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with an individual with a personality disorder, a person with a personality disorder, specifically narcissist abuse. Narcissistic personality disorder. The biggest thing is that they lack empathy. They do not feel empathy the same way that the average person feels empathy. I did a lot of videos too, Miss Nikki, concerning like the way their brain functions versus how our brain function, trauma, how it affected their brains. I also talked about how they see you, and I think I want to say I did it on the last videos. And so hopefully some of the people that are normally on my YouTube channel, hopefully they're on there. They can tell you some of the videos that I made, but there are a lot of videos that I made to answer that particular question. When you're dealing with a person with narcissistic personality disorder, it is it's a character flaw or a character dysfunction, and clinically it cannot be changed. And so a narcissist is an individual that does not have the capacity to feel empathy for people the way that we do. And it's a whole lot of different things within that personality spectrum that they suffer from. And so, Miss Nikki, I encourage you, just scroll through my videos on YouTube. If you scroll through the videos, I have a lot of videos that answer that question. Now, usually what I tell people to do is start from the bottom, the very first video, and just work your way up. And I try to go through, you know, each video. I try to take my time in explaining the narcissist and their characteristics and how they function and the things they do and how they think. Once you understand how they think and how they function, it'll give you a better understanding what has happened to you. I know, who was that? It was Miss Angela was talking about the pain. Before I start talking about the pain, let me guys give you some information I learned the other day, and it made me think about the narcissist. I was watching this. Let me just adjust my camera, you guys, okay? But I was watching this documentary in reference to the great white shark. And what I found is I didn't know this, but I did not know that there is no aquarium across the world that actually carries a great white shark. Great white sharks do not survive in captivity. The sharks that you see are not great white sharks. First of all, I found out that because great white sharks travel long distances, they can travel from one side of a country to another side of the country. So they have to have that large space. And number two, they have to eat live prey. So they have to eat prey that is alive. They have captured a shark, and I think they tried it 2, 3 times or 4 times maybe. And every time, first of all, it's not cost effective because the tanks are never big enough. And number two, the sharks usually died within a few days or a few hours. and they starved to death, and they sunk to the bottom and died. If you think about it for a minute, a narcissist will die without supply. And so people are their supply, and they cannot be confined. The problem that most people run into with trying to hold on to a narcissistic partner is that you're trying to hold on to an individual that is always on the hunt for live prey. Prey meaning or supply meaning they're always looking for fuel. And once they've depleted you of fuel, they have to find new supply. Without supply and without fuel, a narcissist literally cannot survive. That is how a narcissist survives. And so I saw that documentary, and the first thing I thought about was the narcissist as a great white shark. They cannot they can't live off a dead supply. You commit suicide, there's just a little fuel they get from that because it makes them it energizes them, but eventually they have to continue their pursuit on supply and fuel. But let me see. You said, should the wife get a divorce? Am new, thanks. Okay, Miss Nikki, you're new. You know what? I highly encourage you to look through some of my videos. And one thing that I don't like to do, I don't like to tell people whether to get a divorce or not. Because number one, I am a clinical professional. I am a therapist. And so normally I see people in my office and I usually have to do an assessment. I never tell people whether they should or should not get a divorce. I will tell you, however, because I am a domestic violence professional, I'm a clinical trauma professional. I do deal with trauma, and I work with a friend who is a domestic violence advocate. And one thing that I will tell you, that if you are physically being abused, or if your children are also being physically abused, my advice to you is to get out as fast as you can. Find safety, get away from that individual. If you're dealing with a narcissist, because there is different levels of narcissism. You have the low, the mid-grade, you have the upper to greater narcissist. And if you are dealing with these individuals, a lot of the low to mid-range narcissists are very abusive, very aggressive, they're very overt, and they will physically attack you. I never encourage anyone to stay in a domestic violent relationship. I never encourage anybody to stay in a relationship where they are being abused. Emotional abuse, if you're not dealing with an individual that has narcissism, there is counseling available to them, anger management, those type of things. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, there is no change for a narcissist. A narcissist will not change. And so, Ms. Nikki, I cannot advise you whether to get out of your relationship or divorce or not. You have to look through these videos, and usually by the time people have watched the videos, they usually come up with a resolution, with an answer for themselves. Okay, so hopefully that answered. Let me see what Ms. Bree said. Ms. Bree said, hello, Nikki Robinson. Is highly recommended to move in silence when you're leaving a narcissist. If you confront the abuse, gets worse. They will use anything and everything against you. Absolutely, yes, they will. Yes, Miss Angela, you don't want to, not Miss Angela, I'm sorry, Miss Nikki. Miss Nikki, that is excellent advice from Miss Bree. If you confront them and tell them that they're a narcissist, be prepared, because you will be abused. They will abuse you. Now, Miss Nikki, may I ask you a question, if it's okay to ask you? If not, just say, I'll pass, okay? I don't want to, but is the individual physically abusing you? And I'll wait just a minute for you to answer that. They are, Miss Nikki, then I'm telling you, because you do have a police officer that's on the air, and they just gave you advice that is coming from a police officer. If that person is physically abusing, do you have children? I'm just going to wait just a minute for Miss Nikki to answer. I left and pressed charges. Okay, perfect. We have 3. Okay. Well, Miss Nikki, you already made the first step. Okay, the first step was pressing charges. The first step is calling the police. You are on that path. My advice to you is no contact. Okay, let me go back and say this. a lot of times what happens with people that are getting out of narcissistic relationships is that they don't know that they're in narcissistic relationships. The narcissist is very, very cunning, very conniving. They're always thinking ahead of you. They're always trying to find a way to get over on you. Okay, always remember that. Okay, be prepared that they may hoover you. He may, or your the person may hoover you, and they will play mind games with you. But your best bet is to make sure that everything is documented. Make sure that when everything is documented too, that you also make sure that you get a domestic violence like advocate involved. I highly recommend, even though and that's good, you got the police involved, they're pressing charges. Now, what I advise you to do is go find like a YWCA in your local area and get connected with a domestic violence advocate. And those domestic violence advocates, tongue twister, have resources for you. They have resources because hopefully they will put a no contact order between the two of you. But if you are going to file for divorce, that's something that you can speak to. I don't know about your area where you are. I know here in the Northwest, in the state of Washington, they have a program that's called the Northwest Justice Project that works closely with women that have been in domestic violence and that need assistance. For example, if they can't afford to pay for a lawyer, there are certain things that they will assist. They have lawyers that also work pro bono that will help you to make sure, but get a DV advocate involved to assist you and support you and maneuver you through the court system and to make sure that your paperwork is correct. If you don't, I'm telling you now, there are a lot of women that are on the YouTube channel with me. And Miss Karen Leonard said, never look back. Once you leave, free yourself. Excellent. Ms. Nikki, listen to these ladies that are on here. There's some gentlemen on here too that are very supportive, that are hopefully they'll be coming on tonight. But there are some gentlemen on here that are very, very supportive, that will also tell you because they have been through narcissist abuse with females. But listen to the ladies that are on here, and they have some excellent advice. They're very supportive ladies, have been through it, have been through a lot. Trust me. A lot, Ms. Nikki, and they will respond. If you put anything on here, they will respond. Excellent ladies. I really appreciate you guys. And so I just wanted to go and let's talk about pain for just a minute, okay? But you guys are welcome to send questions. I'll try to talk and then answer questions as I go. Thinking of pain, pain actually, we respond to pain. And we respond, I always say that pain has a sound. You are so welcome. Pain has a sound. Pain has a frequency. And when I say that, obviously, when we are in pain, we make a sound. We may groan, we may moan, we may cry, whatever, when you're in pain. Our bodies are meant to work with pain, in other words, to adjust to pain. Our brain adjusts to pain. Usually if you have a stimulant, meaning like you've been stabbed, you've been hurt or something like that, your brain knows to look at the object that may have stimulated that pain, and you also have a threshold. So a frequency of pain and a threshold of pain too. And so your body will respond, to pain. Good job, Miss Nikki. Please don't. You're better than that. She said, yes, we've been through it for sure, but trust me, it will be the best thing you have ever done, but you must stay no contact. Absolutely. I'm going to do a video of that this week too. But what I wanted to say is that, emotional pain can manifest physically. Emotional pain, and there's a video that I did do concerning pain, and your body will respond to emotional pain. What happens is if you're, and a lot of time you're stressed, especially if you're in a narcissistic relationship, your stress level stays high all the time. Women that come out of domestic violence, women that come out of narcissistic relationship, narcissistic personality disorder, or narcissistic abuse relationship, every one of them that I have met in my office have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress or complex post-traumatic stress. The stress levels are so high, and for those of you that understand the body, those of you that are in the medical field, you do know that when your stress levels stay high, you put your body at risk of health issues, because it breaks down the immune system. It breaks down the immune system where it cannot fight attacks against your body. Common cold, you know, there are people that have had cancer. One of the research, I don't know if he's an oncologist, I don't know what the cancer doctor is, but one of the research cancer doctors, I'm not sure what they're called. If you guys know, let me know. Actually, is a research doctor, and he said that one particular cancer that was that a young lady had, he knows that it was probably, in other words, not agitated, but came about because of the high levels of stress that she was under because of the abuse that she is in. So ladies, gentlemen, those that are watching, do know that when you live high level of stress like that for a long period of time, it breaks down your immune system. Blood pressure goes up. You know, you're at risk for a stroke or heart attack, you know, and narcissist has no problem with that. You'll be the grand prize if you commit suicide or die. To them, that is fuel. They don't see people as relevant. They don't see people as, you know, they don't see people as people. That's the problem. They don't see people as people. And we look at them when you start asking yourself, like, what is wrong with this person? That is, you know, how people see a narcissist. And as I was saying, is that pain, the same receptors in your brain that processes physical pain are the same receptors that process emotional pain. Emotional pain can take, it can manifest physiologically. In the DSM, which is the manual that the mental health professionals operate with, you know, the ones that we use. And in the back of it also talks about cultural differences, the way different cultures see mental health issues. There are some cultures, for example, like in the Asian culture, where they don't express emotional pain by talking about emotional pain. Talk therapy is not something that is worldwide. The way that they express emotional pain is through physical ailments, stomach problems, headaches, you know. But the more I think about it, if you've ever have been diagnosed with or ever had major depressive disorder or depression can actually make you feel tired, make you feel fatigued, give you headache, you know, a lot of physiological reactions to pain. Emotional pain, especially if you have been hurt emotionally by a narcissist, emotional pain can really almost stagnate you. You know, you can't sleep at night, you can't think at night. When I say that, let me go look at the comments. I'm sorry. Miss Bree said, oh yes, never look back. I did, and it was a trap. When I left him, basically ran away. He came back 2 years later. I figured it was okay to be friends. He came back to get revenge. Oh yeah, let me tell you something. Once you leave, once you've discarded a narcissist, be prepared. They will try to hoover you back. And then when they do get you back, they will purposely abuse you even worse. They're going to punish you for leaving in the first place because you caused a narcissistic injury. And so Miss Karen said, no, you can't be friends. That is true. And then Miss Bree says she learned. Miss Nikki said he was too evil and his mother was in on it. So not normal. I can't go back to hell when I was blessed with an exit. Yes, Dr. Carmen, it drains your soul and your energy. Absolutely. And then blessed with the exit. I like that. So yes, please stay away. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what, Miss Nikki, 9 times out of 10, if he's a narcissist and his mom was in on it, then his mom may be a narcissist too. A lot of times when you leave relationships, the question becomes, should I stay friends with the family? Should I stay friends with their friends? I had somebody ask me that before. And do the families know? A lot of times, I'm going to give you different scenarios. I can't give you all one scenario because each and every person had a different scenario. You know, each and every person had a different situation. But I'll tell you like this. There are some friends that are flying monkeys. They're just their friends. And their friends, their flying monkey friends, or those that they've gotten, the flying monkeys are their entourage. And those friends are loyal to that narcissist. That narcissist has groomed those friends to be loyal to that narcissist. It could be he or it could be she, but they have been groomed to be loyal to that narcissist. That narcissist will spend money, they'll give them compliments, they make them feel good about themselves, and so they are loyal to that narcissist. So it doesn't, and they have already smear campaigned you. So they have already talked about you to make you look like the person that's got a problem, to make you look like the crazy person, and that's why most people that come out of these relationships, the first thing that they say is, I know I'm not crazy. I know this happened to me. I know I'm not crazy. He made me feel like I'm crazy, or she made me feel like I'm crazy. Absolutely, that's what they do. They number one, they do blame. They do blame reversal. What's the term? I use it in another video. I think it's kind of late. I'm sorry, but blame shifting. They do gaslighting. They always want to make sure they keep you on edge, Miss Nikki. They always try to make sure that your ground is unstable, but their friends, normally you can tell, because once you break up with the narcissist, you can tell that it's almost like the people kind of like look at you like, yeah, I already, you could almost sense their attitude towards you. When you can kind of sense their attitude, you know, in your mind, just set it that those are your friends and let those friends go. Sometimes those friends are also acting as spies. So they report back to the narcissist. It's like narcissist abuse by proxy. And I did a video on that too. It's like they'll continue, they'll remember the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz. They did all the fighting for the Wicked Witch. And so the flying monkeys will do the fighting for the narcissist. And it's almost like it's better to team up on you. So all these flying monkeys are going to make you look bad, talk about you. You know, the narcissist has already smear campaigned you. The narcissist already talked about you to their family, to their friends. And so the one place is, you know, there are some friends that were mutual friends with you guys, but those were mutual friends when you guys were together. You can kind of feel out, don't tell them all your business, you know, or what happened, because 9 times out of 10, the narcissist has already done that to make you look bad, look like the crazy person, you know, and so their friends are their friends. Leave those friends alone. There are some friends, though, you have that are kind of neutral, where they're like, I already know that this person is like that, and I feel sorry for you. You know, I'm sorry it didn't work out for you guys, but if you need anything, please let me know, because I know that that individual is like that. Those are kind of neutral friends, and those are the ones I know what they're like, but it doesn't matter what I say. They're not going to listen to me anyway. Those friends, you still need to test the ground. You still need to make sure that, okay, the other thing is like family. A lot of family know how that narcissist is. They may not understand the term narcissist or narcissistic personality disorder. And so, I mean, a lot of people don't know what narcissist is. I mean, it's a mental health term, but a narcissistic personality disorder, that's a mental health term. There are not a lot of people that know what that term means. And there are a lot of people that don't know that the person that they're with was a narcissist. And so there are family members that know that that individual family member has issues, or is violent, or does this, or is a repetitive cheater, or is, you know, and then say, for example, the spouse is talking to the family members like, I don't understand why he or she is like this, and I don't understand why they keep doing it. And a lot of times in well-meaning, but really not knowing what's going on, you know, the family members, you know, the family may don't leave, you know, stay, you know, we're praying for you, you know, we're cheering you on. And then there are some family members like, girl, I'll try to tell you he was crazy before you met him. I'm telling you now, you know, there's some parents that have said, God, I told you not to get with my son, or I told you not to get with my daughter. You know, listen, you know, what you do is your business, but I'm telling you ahead of time, because I don't see, there are some family members that are very straightforward and tell you, and there's some family members that know, but just won't say it. And then there are some family members that have been through it themselves, or the parent, you know, the other parent of the narcissistic family member may have been a narcissist, or sometimes, you know, the parent of the narcissist went through the exact same thing with their parent. And so it's shocking to them to see the behavior repeated. So that, you know, that's something that you're going to have to judge too when you come out of the relationship. You know, can you still be friends or close to the family, or is the family going to report back to the narcissist all your personal business? Or is there a separate relationship between you and your kids, or you and the family? That's something you have to gauge, because a lot of times family does know that something is wrong with that individual, but they just don't know what it is. And sometimes the family is all about the narcissist and very protective of the narcissist, and the narcissist has already smeared your name with the family. The narcissist has already smeared your name with the family, and so be prepared that the family is not going to be supportive of you. Okay, so just do know that. Okay, let's see. I done missed your whole conversation. Y'all left me out. Okay, let's see. So Miss Karen said, also, if you have children, trust me, you can raise them by yourself. Way better than having the narc involved. No contact, please. And then Nikki said, everyone changed, even his grandma, and hate for me became for the kids too. He left and I tried to keep the kids so happy so they forget this whole nightmare. Oh, the flying monkey. Yes, very hurtful. I had to dump those friends, but it's okay. But it's exactly. Ms. Bree said, keep an eye out for the flying monkeys. They will stalk you for him. Yes. Do you hear that, Ms. Nikki? So see, these ladies right here know what they're talking about. They've been in it. They've had the experience. You know, you're learning about it now. Yes, Ms. Nikki, let me tell you something. But those family members that turned against you is because of the fact that he already smear campaigned your name. He's already talked about you to make you look bad in front of family, about how terrible you are and how you did this and you abused him and you reversed it and you attacked him. He's already smear campaigned your name to the family. You know, I don't know. Each state is different. So each state is different when it comes to the laws and it comes to parental rights and, how it works when it comes to visitation and the father rights, the mother's rights, So, I don't know what your state entails when it comes to parenting and parenting plans and visitations. You can put that in there. You can put that in there saying that you want this person to have an anger management assessment and a complete mental health assessment to include the my girlfriend used to do it. It's a complete assessment to include an assessment to see how they operate or how they interact with the children. So it's a complete assessment. All those things. That's why I highly recommend you get a DV. Sorry about you guys. But to get a DV advocate because they can tell you all this information. But yes, if the family members had turned against you, he's already smear campaigned your name long before that. And then, of course, you had him arrested, everything. So you have become this horrible, terrible woman. They're always going to reverse it. They're always going to be the victim. They're always going to be the victim. Trust you me. They're always the victim, Miss Nikki. They're always the victim. It's never about them. They never take accountability for their actions. They never take accountability for their actions or the things that they do. They can slap you and you turn around and punch them in their lip and their lip swells, but there's no scratches in your face. They will take the focus on what you just did and just eliminate everything that they did to you to cause you to respond that way. They're the type of people that'll poke the bear, and then when you finally hit them, then all they focus on is the fact that you hit them. They never tell people the part that they played in the blow up, in the situation. Miss Karen said, don't defend yourself. Stay away, classy and quiet. His smear and lies will definitely surface and reveal what a liar and cheat and abusive, sick idiot. Okay, Miss Karen, I take it that you're a tad bit perturbed, right? I like your adjectives. Ms. Nikki, are you getting something out of that? These ladies, they've been there. They've been there. For a lot of the people, I'm glad. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I'm glad. Where are my regulars at? I know Miss Bree is a regular. I know Miss Karen is a regular. Miss Nikki, you're new. Let's see. I'm missing some people on here. I don't know if they're asleep. They may be asleep. I think some of them are 3 hours ahead. Miss Donna. I think Miss Rahel. Mr. Naylor is always faithful. He's on there. Mr. RN. He's new, but he's been coming on here. Who else? There are a couple of people that are normally my regulars. I don't know if I'm just on late. Hello, Mr. YouTube account, whoever you may be. Welcome. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to talk about? Ms. Nikki, I really hope this is helping you. I really hope. Please go through and look at my videos. Pick out the topics that may be of interest to you. Because a lot of the questions that you were asking, I do answer on a lot of those videos. If you go from the bottom up, excellent, good. I'm so glad. I am so glad. Let me tell you something, Ms. Nikki. One thing that I can tell you is that if you stay, this is what my pastor always says, and she got it from another pastor. I can't think of the pastor's name. This is our motto: is stay focused, stay in your lane, and keep driving. This too is going to pass eventually, okay? It's one of the hardest things that a lot of people have gone through because of the fact that when you go into a relationship, you go into a relationship in hopes that you can connect with another person. You know, you can connect with this person. You have dreams, you have hopes. A narcissist never enters into a relationship with the expectation of having, hey, Pastor Ali, but a narcissist never enters into a relationship with another person in hopes or dreams of anything. There's a video that I did. Let's see. I have a question about speaking my truth. Okay, come on, Miss Bree, ask me. And there's Ryan Hernandez. Hey, literally dealing with someone as such. Hey, Mr. Ryan, welcome for joining. Talk to me about it. Ladies are also, you know, even though I usually focus on the ladies, Miss Karen said, run, Ryan, and run as fast as you can. Exactly. That's our advice to you, Ryan. You know, even though the program is developed for women, we have excellent men that come on here with some excellent information to give us information about the female narcissists, their experiences, and the beauty behind it is the fact that they're not afraid to tell you that they've been through it too. Some of them not as extreme as some of us have went through, but these men have been through domestic violence as well with a narcissist. Now, true enough, I think Mr. RN, who had made some comments on some other videos, he said he's like 6'7". He says, so for a woman to actually attack him, he said it's kind of pointless because he's such a big guy. He said, but the biggest problem that men have, especially someone his size, for her to say that he hit me or he hurt me, he said the problem is that who you gonna believe? This big giant or this little bitty tiny woman? You know, so, but, you know, one of the biggest things he said, he was being abused by a narcissistic female. She would degrade him. She would make him feel about this big. She would get in the car. She would hurl insults. And women can be even more vicious than men can, believe it or not. Let's see. Ryan, you will not be able to fix her, so get out. Exactly, Mr. Ryan. She's not going to change. Narcissists do not change. They cannot change. But Ms. Bree, ask me the question. You have a question about speaking your truth. Ask me the question. You guys ask me whatever you like. If I have the answer, I would definitely answer the question. But do know, Ms. Nikki, that narcissists do not get into a relationship where we, you know, if us girls got together or if we got together as a group, all of us will try to get to know each other and just talk. You know, all of us will get to know each other to see what your boundaries are with, you know, we get to know each other, you know, so maybe, you know, and I'm just using hypothetically, as we get to know each other, I know that you don't like the color red, or you don't like this, or, you know, you don't like for people to scream directly in your face, or you don't like for people to come talk to you without gum in their mouth, you know, whatever the case is. Narcissists do not do that. Narcissists talk to you, and the one thing that I always say is that women have the propensity, we talk entirely too much. We talk so much, and the narcissist listens to your weaknesses, and we tend to spill out our pain. And so a narcissist gravitates to that pain, and they use what that information, that intimate information that you give them, they use it as a weapon against you. And when they use it as a weapon against you, like, for example, you don't like to be lied to, you don't want to be cheated to, you want a monogamous relationship, all that, when you are, if they can't keep you in control, they'll use all that against you. I know you don't like to be lonely, so I'm going to ghost you. You know, everything that you've told them, they'll use that as a weapon against you. Okay, I got some questions. So Ms. Bree, Ms. Nikki said there are children of Satan in the flesh. That's a good one. Seems like it, doesn't it? Ms. Bree, Ms. Bree said, I have never really spoken out to others in my life. I'm finally starting to say I was in an abusive relationship, but it's embarrassing. And I don't want people to label me or think that I'm crying the role of victim, especially because the abuse was not physical. Look at that. Okay, there we go. And Mr. Ryan, I see your question. I'm going to see your statement. I'm going to read in a second. Okay, Ms. Bree, let me tell you something. First of all, you guys that are on here that are survivors of narcissist abuse, you're survivors. You can stay in the victim role, or you can become a survivor and teach other people on how to get through what you've gotten through. Some of the things that you've been through, some of the things that people have been through that have been in domestic violence, even if it wasn't physical abuse, it doesn't matter. If you understand the domestic violence wheel, you know, and I've talked about that before, domestic violence is not just physical violence. What the narcissist does, not all narcissists are physically violent, but don't ever be ashamed. That is your experience. I say it all the time, and the biggest thing that I struggle with the shame of what I went through too, Miss Bree. Number one, I was a United States soldier. I was a senior ranking military non-commissioned officer, and I led many, 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 many soldiers. Okay, I trained up leaders, I trained up soldiers, and the most embarrassing and shameful thing that I had to deal with was the fact that I was going through domestic violence. Me and my family, me and my children were being abused. I did not know at the time that I was dealing with a narcissist, and I was so ashamed, I was so embarrassed. But the one thing that that individual would always do is make sure that everybody knew that I was crazy. There's no possible way that you can be that crazy and you can be an exceptional soldier and lead that many people, and so many people respect you. And that's not tooting my horn. I'm just saying I was an exceptional leader. I was a female leader. I was a minority leader, and I was a very well-respected leader. The narcissist hated that because I was something that that narcissist would never be. They had a facade. And so I lived in constant shame because I couldn't tell my leaders what I was going through because I was rescuing my own soldiers. I was rescuing my soldiers and they were going through domestic violence, but I was living vicariously through my soldiers. And so, Miss Bree, the one thing that I learned to do when I went through my recovery phase, I began to teach about it. I can talk to people personally. I just don't tell everybody everything that I went through. It's not everybody's business. You go find you a counselor or a mentor that you can finally just let it. And if you have mother, father, whoever that is close to you, aunt, whoever that you have that you trust, that you can finally say, I need to tell you my story. I need to tell you what happened. Find a good counselor. And just today, my mentor said the same thing. When you find a counselor, you got to make sure you find a counselor that understands narcissism and narcissist abuse. Because if you go just to a regular counselor that understands, about abuse and domestic violence, they may not understand narcissist abuse. Make sure you shop around for a therapist and you ask them questions. When my clients come in to see me, I tell them, you can ask me whatever you want. Just like you're shopping around, I still have to find out whether they fit with me too. And so if I don't fit with them and they don't fit with me, I go recommend that they go see someone else. But I tell them, I say, you have to determine whether I don't fit everybody. Okay? So when you go look for a counselor wherever you are, when you go find a counselor, you ask them questions. Do you know what narcissistic personality disorder is? They may say yes, because that's something that's common that we're taught in school. Do you understand what narcissist abuse is, or narcissist abuse syndrome? Do you understand the effects? Can you ask them, tell me something about narcissist abuse. If they can't tell you about anything about narcissists, like, you know what, this may not work for me because hey, Ms. Robbie, I need someone that understands what narcissist abuse is. Don't feel bad about having to, if they get their feelings hurt, they get their feelings hurt. Everybody is not for everybody. You find a counselor that's going to help you, Ms. Bree. You don't have to tell everybody the details of your business, and as you begin to learn, as you begin to heal, then you can start teaching people about what you learned being in a narcissistic relationship. Right here on this scope, you gave out a whole bunch of information. You told them what to do and what not to do. Ms. Nikki's new, and so you were giving her advice. And you were giving her advice based on your own experiences. At that particular time, you didn't tell her all your business. You did not tell her all your business. Okay, let's see. Hi there, Miss Robbie. Okay, let me go down. Let's see. Let me scroll down a little bit. I said, Mr. Ryan, I was going to read his comment. So, Mr. Ryan said, so long story short, met someone 9 months ago. Everything seemed dreamy. Lost a job. Started getting treated like poop. Started putting hands on me. It's hard position as a man when a female is hitting. Yeah, but I'm not victimizing myself. I reacted wrong. I'm not going to lie. Self-defense at the lightest level. Let me tell you something. Now, I'm going to just give you my opinion, okay? I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know yet, okay? First, let me say this. There are some women that can fight like men. There are women, and I've seen it 100,000 times, There are women that are vicious, and they know, a narcissistic female knows that she can play on the role of the innocent female. I'm a woman. How does a woman abuse a man? I've seen women, or I've known of women throwing pots, slapping men across the back of the head, pushing them down, tackling them. Now, I know it may be wrong, but if you're going to jump on a man and you expect him not to defend himself, then I'm sorry, because here in the state of Washington, I've seen men press charges against women for attacking them. And these women have charges pressed against them for attacking them. Now, some men did it to be vindictive, but some were in the right at what they did. So a woman can attack a man just like a man can attack a woman. And so, see, that's the biggest stigma is, how as a man are you going to tell somebody that without them looking at you like, oh, so you can't defend yourself? Oh, so a woman jumped on you, or a woman has put her hands on you. Yeah, women can be just as vicious. Now, you're telling me that she's attacking you. I'm going to tell you this. You don't belong in that relationship. Because any woman or any man that has to put his hand on their spouse, on their loved one, on their partner, does not need to be in a relationship. You don't need to be in a relationship. You deserve more respect for that. See, when we begin to put value on ourselves, then we will limit at what we will tolerate from people. Putting your hands on me, devaluing me. You have to have more value for yourself. And Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to tell you now, it's not going to get any better. It may get to a point where she'll accuse you of abusing her and press charges against you if she has not already. But my best bet to you, if you guys are just dating, get out the relationship immediately. Go no contact, ghost her, stonewall her, whatever, all the words that we can use, get away from her, because it's not going to get any better. And if a woman doesn't have that much respect for a man to put her hands on him and abuse him, she's the one with the problem. She's the one with the issue. Remember that. Let's see. Miss Angela said, I have a narcissistic stepmother that has targeted me for 44 years. She's a 95-year-old mother of the church. Shut your mouth. I am not in contact with anyone in my family, including my dying adoptive father. Let me ask you this question, Miss Angela. Does it hurt you? Does that hurt you that you're not in contact with her nor your adoptive father? Does that hurt you because you had to go no contact? I'm going to wait for your answer. I'm just going to read through some more comments, okay? Hey, Mr. Naylor, I was just talking about you. I was wondering where you were at. Let's see. Ms. Nikki said, we made it out to get someone else hope. That's exactly right. You just don't, Ms. Nikki, the thing about it is, to all of you guys are survivors. You're not victims of domestic violence. You're not victims of narcissist abuse, but the power is in your voice. If we get the information out, I'm not the only one that can make videos. You guys can make videos. You just have to be very careful of what you say. And that's another thing I want to make sure you guys know. When you guys, I love the replies. I love the comments. Whenever you guys make comments on the videos, it pops up into my email. So a lot of times I can just go on my phone and I respond to you guys as I'm sitting on my phone, if I'm in a meeting or if I'm waiting or something like that. So whenever you guys are making comments on the YouTube videos, I'm able to go back and respond. As they come in, I try to respond as much as I can. The one advice that I want to give you guys, and I say it a lot, when you guys are posting comments, be careful at how much personal information you put on YouTube. Everybody that's on YouTube is not a survivor of narcissist, okay, narcissist abuse. Even on Facebook, everybody's not a survivor. You have narcissists that are watching you guys. There are narcissists that are on these channels that are watching you guys and may personally know you. But be careful what you put and how much of your personal business you put on YouTube, especially when you're commenting. If you want to say a lot of personal stuff to me, you are more than welcome to email me, okay? It's Dr. Carmen Bryant, DrCarmenBryant @outlook.com. So if you guys have like very personal information, a lot of times I find that you guys are posting personal stuff, very, very personal, intimate stuff on the YouTube channel. Keep in mind, I'm not the only one that can see your comments. Your comments, this is global. So anybody that goes on YouTube can read what you're saying. And if they personally know you, they have personal information, especially if you guys are going through court cases, if you guys are going through child custody cases, divorce cases. Be careful at what you put in the comments, okay? I just want to make sure that you guys are safeguarded, okay? So let me scroll down. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, Miss Angela, my question to you was, being that your adoptive mother is 95 and then you have a dying adoptive father, because of the fact that you had to go no contact, which is a good thing. You know, sometimes you do have to go no contact with your own family to avoid being abused all the time. So you're probably also dealing with some abandonment issues, and now you're having to go no contact. Now you feel rejected. And so just let me know, okay? I'm going to scroll down and read. Yes, but we did make it out in order to give someone else hope. You guys will be amazed at how many people have committed suicide dealing with a narcissist, okay? And you guys are bold enough to come out and say that you've been through it. Please take the opportunity to share these videos. Get to a healing point, because I want you guys to make videos too of your experiences, but I don't want you to get on there and tell all your business. That's not the purpose of it, okay? You don't get on there and tell all your business. Okay, y'all, I think my screen froze over on YouTube. I don't know what happened. Are you guys still there over here on Facebook? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Let me know you guys are still on Facebook. Okay, you guys can still hear me. Is the picture moving on here on YouTube? Are you guys here on Facebook? Can you guys see me? You guys still hear me? Can somebody on Facebook give me a thumbs up? Let me know you guys still hear me. You guys, can you guys still hear me on Facebook? Or can you also see me on Facebook? Because my screen is frozen on Facebook. No picture? Okay. No picture? Okay. You guys, give me 1 minute. Let me log out and log back into YouTube, okay? I'm gonna log back into YouTube, okay? You guys come back. I'm gonna log back into YouTube.